My name is Jamin, I'm your first friend in Alaska, and today we're doing a new installment of the Unappreciated Alaska Homes over here at 935 Timberline Drive over here in Girdwood. Now this property is really unique to me in a lot of ways, and really it's the location on this one. It is minutes away from like the Alyeska Resort. It's like just about 30-40 minutes away from Anchorage, so that's really good. But really it's being so centrally located here in Girdwood that makes this property so appealing. Not to mention, I mean, the updates and the layout and just the overall quality of this property is just really something you got to behold. So we'll go ahead and do the walkthrough of the property. We'll do some drone footage just so you have a sense for the area, and we'll go back to the studio and give you just kind of an idea for kind of the pros and cons and everything that I saw as a result of going through the property. And yeah, if you want to take a look at this property yourself or you have some more questions, do feel free to reach out to me at my phone number, which will be right down in the description section. But I'll go and stop talking. Let's go and take a look. We're back in the studio now, and I'm going to apologize right off the bat. I was not able to get drone footage on this one because, wouldn't you know it, it's Girdwood, and it started to rain as soon as we were there. And as much as I love creating content for y'all, I am not interested in ruining my my nice, pretty drone. So was not going to go flying in the rain that was coming down out there. I provided some footage just to kind of give you an idea for what the Turnagain Arm area looks like, which that's where Girdwood is located. So yeah, provided you some of that footage there, partly so you kind of get an idea for the area, and also so you see I kind of know what I'm doing as far as color grading goes. But let's go ahead and jump into the pros and cons for this property. So first off, on the pro column, I'm going to say that it is in Girdwood, which means it is going to be beautiful. You're going to have access to the resort and everything that's not too far away. And it's really one of those communities where it's going to be in high demand for all times of the year, because during the summertime, obviously you've got the forest and everything there. It kind of has the trees there are actually like, it's a good forest, okay? The trees are good at being trees there. It's not like over in Wasilla where you've got the short, skinny little trees. Like, you know, the forests are actually really good over in the Girdwood area, and you're going to have a lot of people there vacationing during the summertime. But during the winter months, you're also going to have a lot of people interested in Girdwood as well because of the Alyeska Resort, and they got to stay somewhere, which does bring me to another one of the perks that I saw for this property, and that is that the property has already been stubbed for water and sewer for adding what's called an ADU in the backyard, or essentially another mother-in-law's suite on the property. So if you wanted to use that for an additional Airbnb potential, you would have the ability to do that. Airbnb, short-term rentals, are a big deal over in Girdwood, and most people aren't going to be living there year-round. If you are living there year-round, like I think you might be a bit of a unicorn, honestly. But you know, you do see that potential there as being kind of a nice little extra value add. Also, it's not in an HOA, so you're not going to run into any of those restrictions there. This kind of goes without saying, but the property is very well updated and very well maintained all the way throughout. You can see the craftsmanship really from top to bottom. It's got those floor-to-ceiling windows where you get tons of sunlight just coming through, and you've also got some pretty good views of the mountains out the windows as well. Wasn't able to capture, obviously, the perfect ambiance and everything that I could have with the drone, but, you know, I digress. Something else that might be a really big perk to you is that the seller actually is willing to sell, like, the furniture and personal belongings of the property along with the sale of the property. So if you're looking for just a setup where you can just step right into it and just get cracking and, you know, start your life there without having to move a bunch of stuff in there, there you go. One thing that I did see while I was there as well is that it does look like the downstairs really was like a converted like garage, and you can kind of see it. They had like the big bay door still kind of there, so you could just open that up and turn that whole pool room into like kind of an open field to it if that's what you want to do. And also, if you just don't want all that extra space downstairs and you want to have that inside garage, then I'm sure you could convert that back into an actual garage space. Seems like it'd be a little expensive, a little bit of a waste, honestly, because that's living space now. But you could certainly do that if you do want to have that inside parking. They do have the carport that's kind of on the side of the building. So if you're just looking for something to give you a little bit of cover from the snow and all that, so you're not having to scrape ice off the window or, you know, knock a bunch of snow off at the at beginning of the morning, then I think that would actually save you a lot of headache. And now looking at the cons of this property, one of the big ones I can think of off the bat is that they do not have that inside garage. Like I said before, this could be a big deal. It could really not be a big deal to you, just depending on like what your preferences are. For some people, they just don't want to have to deal with a cold vehicle. They might not have the auto start, which I don't know. If you got a property like this, you probably have a car that has an auto start. But if you don't have an auto start, you don't have the ability to just get that heating for you before you even step into it, you know, that can kind of get a little bit old. Another big con of this property is just the cost of living being what it is in Girdwood. Now, it's kind of a resort town, and like we've said before, like cost of living is going to be pretty high in Girdwood, and the place in the state with the most expensive real estate, like price per square foot, head and shoulders above everyone else, is going to be Girdwood. Like, it's not even close. I think it's over like $600 per square foot. So the cost of living is going to be expensive in Girdwood. The groceries and all that is going to usually be more expensive. And also, if you like have any projects or work you need to have done around the house, as soon as a lot of contractors see like the address of where it is, it's in Girdwood, you're going to suddenly see the bid go up for what they said they could get the job done. So just expect, if you're looking at a property in Girdwood, there's going to be continued cost of living that you need to factor in for. If you're just barely scraping by and qualifying for this property, then, you know, it's I'm not real sure this should be the property we're looking at very seriously. That could get you into a financial pinch because, you know, it gets more expensive, I think, as you go into it. Okay, so in the summary, this property has a ton of perks, and it does have a couple of downsides to it, but I'm really just seeing a lot of upside here. Now, what they are asking for the price on this property is $1,240,000. So what do you think about that price? Is that on point? Is that high? Is that low? Leave your comments, leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And if you would like some more information about this property, do feel free to reach out to me on my website or my phone number. That is going to be in the description section down below. Just make sure that you shoot me a text or something so I know kind of what we're talking about. I've been getting a lot of spam calls lately. It's probably because I'm putting my phone number out there for the whole world to see. And I'm trying to screen this out and make sure that I'm actually helping the people who want to get helped and not just, I don't know, feeding spam callers somewhere. So please make sure you go ahead and do that. Let me know if you have questions. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.